Ooh. Alright. Hello everyone, I'm Radisco, and you probably best know me from DJ Hours on iRacing Twitch. This video is for those of you who might not be able to sim race for as long as you'd like, or for those of you who simply want to maximize your seat time while in the sim. Today, we're going to explore the best back-to-back combos on iRacing. Let's say you're someone who has just about a 2-hour block of time for racing officials. That's generally just about enough time to fit in 2 sessions. The easiest way to spend those 2 hours is to race series that have back-to-back hourly sessions. This includes things like the Formula 4, Oh. Whoa, zoned out there for a sec. Where was I? Oh yes, series like the Formula 4 or Formula 3, which back-to-back the fixed and open series from hour to hour. This is also true for the GT4 and GT3 series if you're more of a tin top fan. However, if you're looking to spice things up in the sim rig and run 2 different series in the 2 hours you have to race, here are some of my favorite back-to-back combos on iRacing. But before we move on to those combo recommendations, I do have to mention that some of them rely on a trick that many of you may already know. So the iRacing platform does not allow users to sign up for more than 1 session at a time. So how are we supposed to do back-to-back sessions if the second session starts before the first race ends? The answer is to register for the first session you want to race, wait until the race session starts, load into the race session, and while still loaded into the session, tab out back to the UI so you can withdraw from the session you're currently in, and then register for the next session that you want to race back to back. Doing this will not kick you out from the first official race session you've already loaded into, and this will allow you to finish the first session that you registered for, while allowing you to load into the second one after the first race ends. Now that we have that out of the way, the back-to-backs I'm going to recommend will be ones that I personally run, those that usually get participation at most hours of the day, and are combos that can fit into one of a couple of categories. If there's a back-to-back that you think is awesome, that I don't mention, please drop it in the comments. The first batch of back-to-back combos are near and dear to my heart because I, like many of you out there, are a downforce addict. As somebody who mains open wheelers, these are some of the back-to-back combos that I personally run the most. As of Season 1, 2024, the Formula 4 series start at the 45 of each hour, while the F3 series starts at the 15 of each hour. The Formula 4 sessions generally run for about 35 minutes, which is just enough time to squeeze in F3, though you might not be able to fit a quali lap into the Formula 3 session. Along similar lines, the Open F4 series can also be back-to-backed with the Fixed IndyCar series. Since IndyCar Fixed only runs every 2 hours, this can only be back-to-backed with the Open F4 series. Note that each of these requires you to use the previous trick that we discussed of loading into the first session, withdrawing, then registering for the next race while you are already in the first session. The third downforce back-to-back combo that I love running is the fixed Super Formula into fixed Formula 3. Note that, once again, the fixed versions of the series only happen every 2 hours, and you cannot back-to-back the open Super Formula into open Formula 3, because the open Super Formula session is simply too long. The second category of combos are for people who may be a bit newer to iRacing, who have just graduated D-Class and maybe only have a few pieces of paid content. The first of these that I recommend is running Rookie MX5, which starts at the top of each hour straight into Production Car Challenge, otherwise known as PCC. It is possible to then combo from PCC back into Rookie MX5, though you'll have to be quick to exit the PCC session and load into the MX5 session in order to not miss the race start. The second of these back-to-backs is to either run the D-Class GR86 or the Rookie Formula Ford, which both start at the 15 of each hour, straight into Formula 4, which starts at the 45 of each hour. Once again, you can actually cycle straight from Formula 4 back into GR86 or Formula Ford, and get quite a bit of racing in if you use the registration trick we talked about earlier. Love oval racing, love road racing. The third category of combos are for people who want to spice it up even more and test their skills across both the road and oval disciplines. One of my favorites in this category is to run Formula 3 straight into Draftmaster. This works for both the Formula 3 fixed or open series, which both start at the 15 of each hour, and Draftmaster, which runs at the top of each hour. This way, you can experience carnage across iRacing's most popular racing categories. The second back-to-back I recommend here is running fixed IMSA into fixed Gen 4. This does require a little bit of finesse, since you will have to register for the fixed Gen 4 during your IMSA pit stop due to iRacing only allowing registration for series half an hour before the session start. And do double check which IMSA you are registering for, as the fixed IMSA only runs every 2 hours. If you end up accidentally registering for Open IMSA, that cannot be back-to-backed with the Gen 4 because the Open IMSA session simply lasts too long. So, those were the back-to-backs that I wholeheartedly recommend. If you have a favorite back-to-back, or if there is a back-to-back that I didn't mention that you would recommend, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. For those of you who are new to my channel, I primarily stream on Twitch on most days from around 9 p.m. Pacific to midnight. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, I would greatly appreciate the thumbs up and or YouTube subscription. Whether it be on Twitch or here, hope to see you all at the next one. And until then, take care, folks.